The recent announcement that Bill Belichick will not be a first-ballot selection to the Pro Football Hall of Fame is a decision that fundamentally discredits the institution itself. All the money spent over the years to build up Canton, to create a football mecca, is now revealed as a waste. Because if the greatest coach in the history of the sport isn't deemed worthy of first-ballot entry, then the hall is not a true Hall of Fame at all. We can list the achievements, but we shouldn't have to. 6 Super Bowl titles as a head coach, more than anyone else. 2 more as a defensive coordinator. Over 300 career wins. More postseason victories than any coach ever. For other legends, a simple mention of their name was the only speech needed for induction. That's all that should have been required here. Bill Belichick. But a group of voters decided otherwise, and in doing so, they have brought disgrace upon the honor they are supposed to uphold. This is the single greatest miscarriage of justice in the history of sports honors. It has no equal. The weight of this decision is astronomical. A Hall of Fame vote is about a person's entire professional legacy, what goes on their tombstone, how their family is remembered. To withhold that from the most accomplished figure in the sport's history is an act of profound failure. One can only imagine the hurt Belichick must have felt receiving that call. A man who is a living encyclopedia of football, denied entry into its greatest library. The likely excuses from the voters hold no water. Spygate, even at its worst, does that erase 6 championships? Deflategate has been debunked by basic science. Was he unfriendly with the media? That is utterly irrelevant. His current struggles in college football? That has no bearing on his NFL legacy. This is the same institution that felt the need to confirm O.J. Simpson's place after his death and kept Terrell Owens out for nebulous off-field reasons, despite the supposed on-field-only criteria. This omission is even more egregious than baseball's treatment of Barry Bonds. At least those voters had a flawed, hypocritical stance on steroids. Here there is no leg to stand on. It is pure failure. If the Hall of Fame wants to salvage any shred of integrity, it must overhaul its process immediately. The votes must be made public. Let the sunlight in. If voters drop out because of that transparency, so be it. The people who got this so spectacularly wrong should not be the guardians of the game's history. Maybe Belichick gets in next year. But after this insult, would he even want to show up? Would you? His relationship with the Patriots fractured when credit was taken from him, and blame was unfairly assigned. Now the Hall of Fame has delivered a similar unforgivable slight. This injustice must be the catalyst for change. A public accounting of every voter's ballot is the only path forward. And if forcing that reform becomes part of Bill Belichick's legacy, then it should be included on his Hall of Fame plaque too. Because right now, the only thing tarnished is the reputation of the hall itself.